Hi, so I'll repeat the quote because I think the video just cut off because I recorded like half an hour. So I'll reread this quote from The Scalding of Sapientia. A human being is tested, and often you can feel that the trial is done with an inordinately severe hand. Yet through all the suffering shines the true path, which in its manifold manifestations is always the one and the same. In the end, man has great freedom even to err, and the only thing he must not lose is the aspiration to do that which is right, to aspire toward truth. A quote by Johannes Nephastos, Agarism, page 134. Pillars, The Scalding of Sapientia. Maybe. This was published. This is edition, not edition, I mean the number 458. It was published in 2018. The first print is limited to approximately 600 numbered copies. I'll show you. Let's see the design. Yeah, and here it has the names of contributors in order of appearance. Okay, so this is this beautiful design. So if you're collecting books, these are, I mean, obviously the subject matter has to interest you, but in terms of like design as well, they would look beautiful in the library. And with the knowledge that's in them, I'm sure that would be beautiful to have. And this one is on the back. I'm not sure if I'll try to show you. So it has the symbol. So yeah, as mentioned with the previous books, I like how the text is structured. As you can see from here. I mean, I'm looking on the flip screen of the camera, and you can see there's like breathing space between the paragraphs. You know, the sections. So it's not like a massive block of text, and your eyes just get dizzy from reading many pages at once. So yeah, I like the idea that there's more essays by different people, so you get different perspectives on various subjects. So we have Sacrifice, Discipline and the Great Work by Paul Wagner, The Dreadful Banquet by Johnny Decker Miller, The Apex Seeking Its Axis by Gabriel McCaughey. Let's see, Lucifer Descends, Wisdom Ascends by Camellia Elias, Unknown Territory, The Subtle Spaces of Heresy by Craig Williams, Our Lady of the Two Trees by Graham de Villiers, Proud as the Sky's Vault, Humble as Bone by Johannes Nephastos, Revelation by Shani Oates, Container of Flesh by Craig Williams, Peace Be Unto the Mega Golem by Gabriel McCaughey. And there's a list with the visuals, who made the visuals. That's one of the images. Let's see, Very Advice by Annealing Anew, by Gabriel McCaughey. The soul comes back to the self at every given moment, unless, of course, we willfully take pause from this process so that we may bathe in direct experience, which is removed from the constraints of time dimensionality and an inherent sense of position. Bathing in the still now, in direct experience, holding on to the moment inside and releasing it into the wild, is our initiatory sacrifice of the soul to the self. Yet should the echo of this vocal experience leave us anything worth interpreting, or is a willful lack of interpretation here fundamental to apotheosis? As surely as the breath of the wise needs to be inhaled so that it may circulate within us, so too must it then be released to feed the fire and keep its flames alive. The pursuit of reuniting ourselves with our myths, our symbols, and our cunning ways is more than a dream motive to elaborate on. It is a language that men shall always aspire to master. In the dead of night, it speaks to us of earthly delights, of spiritual insights, and of fleshy passion. It is the voice of reason, of folly, of existence. It is a scream when no other sound can be heard. It is the part of us that acknowledges the unknown, but also that refuses its limitations and restrictions. In so doing, the known becomes concurrently larger and deeper as our resolve strengthens and our eyes widen. Critical observation is in itself a mysterious and, dare I say, magical process. It is a vital part of committing to this pursuit. Indeed, one should take pause and reflect on the precepts of commitment and analysis, but one should never linger to the point of immobility. Instead, we must strive to push forward, absorb, and redistribute our personal revelations, one foot in this world, one in the other, all the while annealing the self anew. Man stuck betwixt fullness and emptiness through life's myriad cycles. Consumes energy. So man stuck betwixt fullness and emptiness through life's myriad cycles consumes energy. By doing nothing and procrastinating, he drinks deep from the very source of emptiness. And since emptiness cannot bear form, being the ever formless, consuming it is bitter and self-destructive. It is a bitter and self-destructive pursuit. Conversely, energy spent in motion, engagement, and production draws from the very source of fullness. It generates even more energy and fire, which in turn creates form. But indeed, it may also lay the foundation of our condition and erect the walls of our own peculiar shells and prisons. I really like the writing style of Gabriel. One would do well to study this prison cell. Its blueprints, structure, and utility are to be accepted, understood, and appreciated for what they are, one's very own fabrication. Only when we crank up the proverbial alchemical heat, so to speak, can our prisons be set aflame and burned to cinder. This transformation affords you more space and more time to be conceived, whilst saving your strength from oppressive association with the object. Creating philosophical space for time to unfold at one's desired pace, space for thoughts to bloom and rise, space for emotions to fully develop, and space that is sorely missing from the pursuits and priorities of modern men, is a primordial undertaking of the adept. Hunt and be hunted, but remember, be brave to none but yourself, and hunt yourself tirelessly to the world's end, for the adept must not only be deserving of his own death, but must be worthy of it. I'm looking forward to reading. Oh my god, look at this illustration again. If you're not comfortable with nudity, Be careful. Now it's a look at this beautiful illustration. It's quite dark, isn't it? Really It's another illustration. So yeah, as mentioned, all these 3 books are full of symbolism, of symbols and like illustrations of ideas that I'm not here's another one that I'm not very familiar with. I mean, I might have a concept of them and might agree with some of them. I'm not saying I'm agreeing with all of this stuff because I haven't read it yet, but from the bits and pieces that I've read so far, this sounds something like I'm interested in learning more. Not to say that I agree or disagree, but it's just something that I want to delve deeper in. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how these books were put together, and I'm looking forward to discovering these writers and ideas contained in these books. Let me show them all. So yeah, I'm looking forward to, especially to the Dancing Sorcerer and the Scolding of Sapientia. Turor as well. Sorry. So yeah, beautiful editions. Okay, so I'll maybe do an update video to speak more about these books once I have more understanding of the content, because at the moment, as mentioned, much of it might be way above my head. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know, have you read any of these books yet, and what did you think of them? And if you have other suggestions, let me know. So yeah, just a little update in a video that has nothing to do with children's books, really, but I am working with my illustrator for my first kids picture book, and I think she's just emailed me the storyboard for Pash and the Blue Bicycle, so I'm looking forward to checking out the sketches. Hopefully this year we'll make it. So yeah, my videos are a bit strange like that. You have content with nudity and all these kids stories and stuff. So yeah, if anyone's bothered by that, this might not be the channel for you, but I think there is content that's interesting. So yeah, don't abandon the channel before you form a proper opinion. But yeah, please come back to the channel if you want to see more of these books, or what I have. If you want me to show you what else is on my shelf. Got an edition of Dickens' David Copperfield there. I think it's from Folio Society as well, the logo. And so yeah, let me know if you like to see more. what you'd like to see. If you wanna, I'll plug in my book as well, of course, why not? It's my channel. This is my book bundle, contains the Whispers and Other Strange Stories collection, and my first novel. So if you're stuck in the house this time, if you're looking to read something, maybe give this a try. Maybe as either in print or on Kindle Unlimited. Yeah, this contains illustrations done by my father. So yeah, and the collection of short stories that's in this bundle, Whispers and Other Strange Stories, it's also available as an audiobook. So if you fancy listening to some scary stories, do check them out on Audible. But yeah, I hope no one's bothered by me plugging my book, but it is my channel, and it is the reason why I started this channel, to document my writing journey, among other things like sharing stories I love, books I love, films, but yeah, in general, stories that I love. So some people might be turned off by these books, by the way, because they're about sorcerers and magicians and like golems and things like that. But I think you should keep an open mind on all sorts of subjects and not automatically be like, oh my god, this mentions of Lucifer or all things like that, and be like, oh no, I don't want to touch that. I think that's a bit silly. I think you should read things and be more familiar with things before you form an opinion that's not based on facts. So yeah, I really enjoyed the writing styles of these authors from the bits I've read, and I'm really looking forward to reading them. But at first I need to finish the book by Charles Kingsley, The Water Babies, which I'm really loving. It's beautiful style. I can't believe it was written in 1863 or 64. Amazing writing, beautiful story. The plot is amazing. The richness of the word, of the language. Yeah, I'm urging you to read that book. I have like 100 pages left. Very beautiful story. I mean, it's a grim story in a way, but I mean, when I say beautiful, I mean in terms of the language, and the richness and the metaphors. So yeah, thank you for watching. Have a lovely afternoon and take care of yourselves. Keep hydrated and yeah, take care. Have a lovely afternoon.